Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Guru Helps. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the complete guide of creating list in Python. In Python, a list is a data structure that holds an order collection of items. The items in a list can be of different data types, such as integers, strings, or other objects. Lists are created using square brackets, as you can see here, square bracket, and also each items in the list is separated by comma. So lists in Python are mutable, which means that you can modify the list by adding, removing, or changing elements in the list. Lists are also iterable, which means that you can loop over elements in a list and perform operations on them. So here is an example of creating list in Python. Creating a list, to create a list, use a square bracket and separate the items in the list, which commas, for example, in my list here I have created 1 2 3 4 5, right? So this is called list in Python. So in the second here, accessing elements in a list. How to access elements in a list? You can access elements in a list using their index starting from 0. For example, print, if I code here, print open bracket my underscore list 0, the output will be 1, because in array, in a list, in the position of 0 we have 1 here, the value 1, right? So in the list here we have 1, so this start from 0 1 2 3 4. So this list consists from 0 to 4, right? So when we assign print this list 0, that means 1. If we print 3, that means 4 will be printed out. So this is how we can access elements in the list. So we also can modify elements in the list by accessing it using its index and assigning a new value to it. For example, here my list 0 is equal to 0, right? So print my list. So the previously we had 1 in the 0, right? In the list, in the 0 position 0, right? So the first element was 1. When we assigned my list 0, that means 1 is equal to 0. Now it will print the list 0 2 3 4 5. So this is how we can modify. So from my list 0 will be 1 will be listed to 0, because there is 1 in the position of 0, right, in the list. So the 1 will be modified as 0, so that will be print out that list finally 0 2 3 4 5. So we also can slice a list. You can extract a portion of list using slicing. Slicing is done using the colon, semicolon, right? So it is operators. So for example, my list 1 2 3 4 5, it's start from 0 to 4. Print my list 1 to 4. That output will be from here to here, right? So it will start from 1 to the number 4. That means 1 to 4, right? So this is how it will print, slice. If you put here 5, that means 2 3 4 5 will be printed. So if you put like 0 to 3, that means 1 2 3 will be printed out. This is how we can slice a list. So we can also add elements to a list by using append, this function in Python, this method. So from here we can append like my list that append 6. We are going to add 6 at the end of list. That means so that it will print out 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is how we can add elements in a list, right, to a list. So we can also removing removing elements from a list. So we can use the function, method remove method to do that. So for example here, my list that remove 3, we are assigning Python to remove 3, so that the it will print out 1 2 4 5 6. There is no 3, right? So it is already removed. This is how we can remove a particular specific elements from a list. We can also sorting a list. You can sort a list using sort method. For example, my list that sort method, we are applying that sort method here, and we are going to print out. So the output will be 1 2 4 5 6. 1 2 4 5 6. So this is the list, the earlier list, so that the latest list. So that to sort out this list, we are going to sort out by using sort method, and the output will be like this. So checking if an element is in a list, whether any elements, some specific elements, if an element's in a list or not, we can check that. So for that, you can check an elements in a list using a keyword. For example, print 4 in my list, whether I have 4 in my list or not. This will be true because we have 4 in a list. If we check 3 in my list, so it will show false because we don't have 3 here. So this is how we can check whether an element in a list we have or not. So finding a length of list, you can find a length of list using length, len function or method. So print len my list, print length of my list. The output will be 5 because we have 1 2 3 4 5 elements in the list, right? So the length of this list will be 5. So this is how the Python length function or method can work. So let's have a look all the codes in together. It means the code snippet that demonstrates working with lists in Python. First, what we did, create a list. We created a list called my list is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Then we accessed an element in the list by print my list 0. That means 0 is this 1. Output will be 1. So that we modified an element in the list that 0 positions. We have 1 here in the position of 0. We have 1 here, so it will be converted to 0 because we assign Python to modify my list. The position of 0 will be 0. So the 1 will be modified as 0 now. So 0 2 3 4 5. So we also sliced the list by using this function, right? Print my list 1 4. So 1 is here, means 0. 1 is from here 2, and 4 is here number 4. So that means 2 3 4. Print it out. So add an element. We also added elements in a list by using append function or method, so that we added 6 in the list. So that means 6 here. You can see into the 0 2 3 4 5 6 already added here. So we also removed an element from a list my list.remove by using remove function or method, print my list. So we assign Python to remove 3 from our list. So here is 3, right? But here no 3, already removed. So sorted the list. We also sorted the list. So my list.sort, my list sort. So we sorted the list and 6 removed already, right? So this is how, sorted out here. So this is how we can work in a list. That means we can slicing, modifying, accessing, and creating list. These are the functions, complete guide of creating list. Thank you everyone for your time, for watching this video. Thank you so much.